I love the way that you are creating original content and expressing this across multiple platforms in ways that give viewers an opportunity to choose and to interact.
Yep.
That's the easy part.
Yep.
The hard part is integrating advertising across all of those screens and with the same level of choice and interactivity. Is that going to catch up?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple things. One is what we're learning, I think, as an industry is that the experience is different based on the device. So some of the work that we're doing and the ways we're trying to deliver content for our advertisers to the consumer is that if I'm on my phone, it's a very different experience than if I'm on a tablet or I'm watching it on an Xbox or even my PC. So we want to take advantage of those platforms and deliver the right kind of experience. And Ivy, made a point about the fact that don't give them 3 minutes of advertising for 3 minutes of content, especially if I'm on my phone. It's just not a good consumer experience. What we look at is how do we deliver that by maybe giving the value to the consumer that's brought to them in a special way by the advertiser. So there's that subtle message of you're getting this experience and there's a value exchange with the advertiser because of what you're able to do with the content or with the device that you're on and the experience that you get. So it's really about a value exchange to that consumer. And the advertiser becomes the person who unlocks that value. And so that's a road that we're going down and we're exploring, trying to move away from some of the traditional ways we think about advertising in the marketplace.
Fantastic. Well, thinking about traditional ways, or moving away from traditional banners, everyone has on their chair a printed infographic of the IAB's newest standard ad unit portfolio. If you're using 300 by 250 and 728 by 90 banners, you are in fact way out of date. And as you can see from the content that you've created here, there's no place for that sort of standard. But we do need standards. And hopefully, this is a step towards the standards that will help you integrate with this sort of advertising.
I would just add, though, that it's not about banners not having a place, because people do click on them,
I love
right?
banners.
Maybe
Thank
these
you,
people
Ivy.
in this room don't, but we actually have seen certain places in the consumer journey, for instance, where banner advertising on websites will drive action. But it's the blunt form that we're using those banners. So we have to think about, again, John has mentioned this, how do we use the screens, what people are actually using the screens for, the context that they're using it, and use those rules instead of using technology rules around, I'll maybe be controversial and say viewability and all these things that we're talking about, but how do we really put the consumer need in the center of how we're serving up that kind of content in the right moment at the right time? Because they do work, but they have to be served at the right time. So you have to kind of think about, as you're, building your multi-screen strategy, make that strategy count and put the consumer at the center and understand what they need from you and what you're really trying to drive.